Anyway, next video. By the way, I'm just kidding. This anything. I'm just being sarcastic. Oh my god, this is an hour and 17-minute video. Oh my god, I'm gonna be streaming for like 7 hours, bro. I'm already streaming, bro. By the time I'm done with this video, I'm about to be streaming for 3 hours, bro. Why do these videos gotta be like? I really wanted to watch this. Is fat a choice? Fit men versus fat men, bro. Bro, of course fat is a choice. Don't be stupid. Unless you have a disorder. A real disorder. Don't be like, I have a disorder, but not really have a disorder. You gotta have a real one. You feel what I'm saying? Fuck it, but let's just watch it.
Do you think just being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity?
Yes.
Shame is what led me to an eating disorder.
Whose fault
When
is that,
what
though?
we're looking for is
Whose fault is
stability.
that? That's your fault.
It's
See, the
an
problem is that you're a
amalgamation.
professional victim.
Would you agree, like, looking at his physique, like, he's at a perfectly, I would say.
Isn't that that
maybe
guy?
healthy-
No.
Isn't it that guy?
Whose fault
When
is that?
Isn't that guy that you see podcasts about that just shit on women? Well, not women in general, but like, you know, women who do OnlyFans and talk about only wanting
What
adult
we're
sex.
looking for is
Whose fault is that?
stability.
That's your
It's-
fault.
It's
See, the
an
problem is that you're a
amalgamation.
professional victim.
Would you agree, like, looking at his physique, like, he's at a perfectly, I would say, maybe healthy,
No,
I think,
he's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
Oh! I seen that guy.
physique, like, he's at a perfectly.
I seen that
would
guy on
say,
TikTok.
maybe
I look at his
healthy,
videos.
No,
I think,
he's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
I seen this guy on TikTok. I seen his videos. I fuck with him crazy. Hey, I've been using some of his techniques. Damn, I seen this guy too. Damn. I mean, what man doesn't want to have that physique? If you don't give a shit about your physique and you fine with being fat, that's cool. But for the rest of us that have a brain,
Radical Empathy Podcast. I used to direct episodes of Middle Ground, but I'll now be moderating today's discussion between jacked men and fat men. Our first prompt is, I have felt disgusted looking at a fat body.
I
Can
have
our
raised my
agreeers
hand.
please step forward?
I agree. I agree. I agree.
Whoever feels compelled to start us off.
Well, it's unacceptable to be fat.
Okay. That's a great start. I mean, I know why you say that, but it's one of those things where, do you know why you're saying that?
Yes, because I've been fat before and I lost the weight.
Well, me too. I've been fat my whole life. I've been way skinnier than I am now, and I've been way heavier than I am now. Was I less valuable at one point in there?
Well, I mean, you can make an argument that you're less valuable when you're fatter because you drain resources, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I mean, in general, being fat is unacceptable because
Bro, okay, look, I'm sorry, bro, but like, look, I know, like, I've seen this guy's podcast and stuff, and okay, Fresh and Fit, whatever. I've seen this guy's podcast and stuff, and I know he talks about being a man, but I feel like this guy was like that kid in school that was like, well, actually, I mean, if you know, like, shut the, bro. You're
control
acting
every
mad
single
arrogant
morsel of
right
food
now.
that goes into your mouth.
Okay.
It shows a lack of discipline. It shows a lack of character. it
He's
shows a
being
lack
very
of temperance,
arrogant right
and
I
when
agree
you're
with
fat,
him, but he's
it's
being
an
very
outward
arrogant about it.
manifestation of your inadequacies.
When I see somebody who's 500 or 600 pounds, all I can think of is,
Oh, hold on. Let me answer these questions as we go. So, yes, I have felt disgusted at looking at a fat body, and let me tell you why, bro. Because in my head, it's very unattractive, and it looks very disgusting to me. Have you ever walked through a Walmart? One memory that I have, I don't know why, but I have this as a memory. I was walking out of a Walmart. Or no, sorry. Was I walking out of a Walmart? Yeah, I was walking out of a Walmart with my mom because we was getting groceries and stuff, right? And we was going to the car. You feel me? And right when we got in the car, I was like, Mommy, did you see that woman? She was like, yeah. And I was like, this woman, by the way, her arms was so much fatter than her forearm. And her forearm was already fat. She was fat entirely. She was like 1,000,000 pounds, bro. And her tricep was so fat. It was like, bro, it was so flabby. Every step that she took, it was so disgusting. I just, like, and then people who look fat have like, I don't know, man. It's very disgusting to me. I could never be fat, bro. I mean, looking that way, I mean, having like, look, I'm not trying to shit on people who are fat. I'm not saying that you as a person who are fat is a bitch and you're weird and like, you know, you're trash and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying being fat, I don't think that's the way to go. I mean, look at my man right here. I'm not shitting on him, but I'm just saying, look at my man right here. Imagine if you're sitting here and your fat shows through your shirt, bro. That's just so unattractive to me, bro. Cause in the I work out, but like in the moment right now, I'll just be like, yo, I'll tell you right now that I'm fat. But let's say if I was that guy, I would just wear like 1,000,000%. I would just wear like a way bigger shirt, bro. Just try to conceal that at least a little bit. I mean, come on, bro.
Why do they care so little about their health that they can do this, allow themselves to gain that much weight,
Right.
knowing
Plus, it's
taking
unhealthy.
20,
Your
30, 40
your cholesterol levels go through the roof. I mean, it's an extremely unhealthy thing. I mean,
years off their life. I just can't imagine
Right.
not wanting to live that badly.
I understand that. No, it's
Right,
I've
that part
definitely
was good.
felt disgusted looking at my own body and looking at other fat bodies in my life. A lot of the disgust I felt looking at people was me feeling disgusted with myself.
Why did you
and
point at
then
him?
Projecting that feeling onto other people. And I don't think anyone on either side will disagree that health is important. I know that my own mental health was way worse when I was spending every fixate of my life trying to get smaller and trying to be thinner.
I don't think there's anyone that can look at somebody 500, 600, 700 pounds and not think, wow, what have they done? And not be disgusted. Like, how can you not? I just can't understand
You can't
nobody
assume that
thinking
everyone
that.
has the same opinion, though, because unfortunately, some people have emotional stuff that happened, traumatic stuff that's happened, so you can't discount and just say, oh,
Boo-hoo,
because
man.
they're fat.
Boo-hoo, man. Like, there's way worse stuff going out in the world versus
Absolutely.
people saying, "Oh my God, I'm sad. I'm gonna eat some ice cream."
yeah, he's right about that. I mean, look though, but here's the thing. There's different types of things that he's talking about, right? That's true. Like, if you're eating a lot of stuff because you're sad, like let's say because of a breakup, you have to. I'm sorry, yeah. Like, I understand, like being in a breakup sucks, bro. But at the same time, you have to have control, bro. As a person, if you're a full developed person, then yeah, when you go through that breakup, you'll be sad, but you can like handle yourself. You see what I'm saying? If you sit there and eat all the time, you're chalked. You're not the guy, bro. But if you have an eating disorder, like a real disorder, like a real one, like a sickness, then you're valid. That's an excuse. Good job.
It's like, no, dude, it's like, you're fat, you made that decision, you
Right.
live in the best country ever. If you live in a civilized first world country where you have electricity, internet power, etc., you deserve to be bullied. It's ridiculous to me that we have all these fat people running around, meanwhile people are being bombed in Gaza. It's ridiculous. We are so privileged here in the United States and in the West in general. When I see a fat person, I'm like, wow, you got the gift of life, you got the gift of being in a developed country, and you're a fat POS talking about body positivity on TikTok? What the hell is going
But now
on
you're
here?
segmenting, though, because not everyone thinks like that. What do you
No, we
call
need
it?
to bring
Blanket.
shaming back.
Okay.
We need to bring shaming back in so many other regards besides obesity. We need to do it with sluts. We need to shame fat
Jesus.
people. We need to shame everybody when they fuck up. Because shame has been one of the strongest defenses against degeneracy and human fuck ups.
You had a personal experience you wanted to share. You said you used to be overweight. Now you're not.
Oh yeah. So I did an experiment back in like 2015 where I like bulked for like almost 2 years, and I got up to like 250 pounds. And then I dieted down. It took me about 7 months. I systematically did it, controlled my calories, tracked my macros, tracked my protein, carbs, fats, and systematically lost.
I'm not
lost
gonna lie,
1 to
them
2
waves
pounds
are not
per
doing
week.
it, bro. Take
So
them
you,
off.
you
It's
chose
bothering
to
me.
gain up to 250.
Yeah,
you
so
were
I've been
naturally
on
skinny
all
beforehand.
spectrums. Like, I'm naturally skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get fat as an experiment.
Yeah.
Did it, and then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna lose the weight. And then all I did was just track my calories, ate the same food every single day.
Yeah.
Went to the gym 4 or 5 times a week,
Right.
and everything was controlled, and it got done. Was it monotonous? Of course. Was it
No,
boring?
yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
I agree with you there. I am naturally this way. This is with working out 4 or 5 times
That's
a week.
not true.
This is
No,
100%
you
true,
can't.
bro.
Nah, bro.
No,
Come to the gym with
it's
me.
not.
This is me
It's not
working out.
natural at all, because at the end of the day, if you don't lose weight, by definition, you're not in a calorie deficit. If you're not in a calorie deficit, then you're gonna either maintain or gain weight, and that's the problem. Is that people don't track their calories.
And that's true, but people burn at their resting metabolic rate a different set of calories.
Doesn't matter.
Let's not get too granular right now. Ragini, it's going to be one of those episodes, right? Let's bring in the disagreeers and hear from them.
You're never gonna go back to your old sample library.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you work out, and this is your like well, it depends. Okay, if you're sitting here and I don't know, it's kind
Fucking is
of.
my
I'm gonna
go-to.
be honest. That response was kind of confusing to me, bro.
For every session now, it's Output Arcade, baby.
Bro,
I guess
fuck
the
this
reason
guy
I
heavy, bro.
disagreed, especially when I
Damn!
heard the statement, I don't
Fuck
think I'll ever look at somebody based on their situation and think that I'm disgusted. Like, if I see somebody that's a drug addict on the street that's homeless, I'm not disgusted by that. If I see somebody that's incredibly overweight, I'm not
I am.
disgusted
What
by
the
that.
fuck?
Do I think
Hello?
that there's an opportunity for growth? Do I think they've been put in a disadvantageous position that's probably makes it harder for
stupid.
them? Absolutely. I think I'm kind of an empath, so when I see somebody, I know that there's things underlying, and one of my best friends is 400 plus pounds. I've helped him lose 150, 200 pounds. He's gained it back. And I don't look at him and say, I'm disgusted, but I know how bad he wants it, and just seeing how hard he tries and then reverts, it's almost
if he wants it that bad, then he would have
it's
had
more
it.
tough for me than to be like, oh, that's disgusting, you know? And I think there's plenty of people that look at me and say, that's disgusting. I never want to look like that. So like, I know what it feels like on the other side to like
Some
look
people.
the way I do and get people look at me like, ugh, that's
You're
gross.
too
Like,
awky, bro. You're too
have
big.
that muscle. And to go back to that point, like you came from a fit place.
Yeah, I had watched a video once of people like or women rating, and they're like, look, having big muscles, being that fucking big, is cool, bro. I'm congratulating you, bro. That's a lot of hard work. That's true. That's the getting that physique is a lot of hard work, but that's dedication, bro. I mean, unless it's like a normality in your life. It's like if it's like a normality and you're not worrying about it, it's not like a struggle for you. Then like, bro, fuck that shit, bro. You'll be awkward for the rest of your life, bro. You straight. But if it's something that's like always a challenge for you, but you're able to tackle that challenge every single day for your life for the next whatever amount of years and be that fucking aki, that's cool, bro. Congratulations. But at the same time, bro, it's like that's not an attractive thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like attractiveness is like this physique. This shit right here. He's aki, bro.
And like deciding to bulk, like that's a
I mean,
conscientious
some women don't fuck
decision
with it, though.
to gain weight. Like
Some women
you
fuck with it,
already
though.
have those habit routines and
Like
skills in order to stay in shape, and then you use those same
Right.
skills you had to pull back on the calories and knowledge you had.
The reason why I use that example is that you can get fat and lose the weight if you know what you're doing and you have the knowledge and everything else like that. It's just
Right.
about consistency over time. So it's like, I look
so,
at it
Boom,
like,
let me cut you off because here's one thing that you just said.
yeah.
You had the tools. So there's people that don't have the tools that you've passed judgment on, and you have failed to realize that with the tools, people are very much capable of achieving amazing things.
That's true.
But
Okay, let's talk about set
no,
tools then.
hold on, I'm not done.
Why, you cut me off
I'm
before,
not done.
remember?
And I stood over there and I listened to you, and I was like, it's a ton of bullshit too.
Sure.
But we're gonna address this, right?
Yeah.
You are passing judgment on people who lack the tools to do what it is that they need to do to get themselves to a certain point of health. There are multitudes of factors.
I mean, to be
that
honest, to be 100, like people who know, like for real, like just to be 100, it's actually not that expensive. You don't need a gym to work out. You can use your body weight, and to eat healthy, only thing you gotta drink is water. And then to eat healthy, eat straight up like healthy things, like protein. If you need them carbs, get them carbs in. Eat your vegetables. It's actually not that expensive. It's boring and it tastes like trash. Like it tastes so bland. But you can buy things that help you get to that level, and it's cheap. Bro.
is into what.
So you're
goes
talking
on
about
with somebody's
facilities
body.
for you
There
to
are
not be
people
fit, like really, like financially speaking, for you to not be fit, you have to be like dirt poor.
that
Like, you gotta be
even
shit
if they
poor.
work out, losing the weight does not come as simple as just going to the gym, cutting calories, watching everything that you eat.
Yeah, it
There
does.
are some people that have a disposition. I have
Like-
a disposition. But does that mean that
What does
I'm
that mean?
not active? Does that mean that I'm not doing certain things? No, it
You're
doesn't.
not.
But you're passing judgment on somebody's
What is a
body
disposition?
that you know nothing about. Now,
What
on the
does
flip side,
it
what if I turned around and I did the same thing to you? You're talking about how fit and stuff that you are, but you're over there and you're smallest compared to these other guys.
Damn.
So how does that
He's not. He is, but okay. A person inherent qualities and minds of a character. And what the fuck does disposition mean? Okay, hold on. A person's inherent qualities of mind and character. Your sunny disposition. Okay. The way in which something is placed or arranged, especially in relation to other things. The plan is not need to be accurate so long as it shows this bit. What the fuck does that mean?
I
L
feel if
definition.
someone comes? No, because you said
I know,
shame,
but
right?
that's a little.
You said shame, right?
Yeah.
So how does that feel if someone comes up and they?
Hold on, what do you say?
So
Oh,
how does
shaming,
that feel if
fantastic.
someone
Yeah.
comes? No, because you said
I know,
shame,
but
right?
that's a little.
Yeah.
You said shame, right?
Yeah.
So how does that feel if someone comes up and they start shaming you for size? Like, come on, it
They
goes
wouldn't
both
shame you
ways.
for size.
We're just in the first
So,
prompt. We got to be
here's the
careful
thing.
about targeting each other too directly. You
Nah, I
definitely.
mean, I'm not offended. It's fine. He's
no,
emotional.
it goes
and that's
in
fine.
every direction.
He's obviously very triggered.
I'm
But yeah,
not
so let's talk
triggered.
about, let's hit the first part, tools. What are the tools? The tools are simply knowledge, which you can get for free on the internet. If you have the ability and the discipline to go out there and get the knowledge, then you're
Right.
going to lose weight. It's just that simple.
will-
It's just
I will-
that people want to always make excuses for why, oh, my feelings, oh, I don't know what, you don't know what people are going through, blah, blah, blah. No, you can watch your calories, you can go to the gym, you have time to do it. People
true.
just like to make excuses.
I don't
It's
think
true.
anyone's debating that weight loss is impossible here. I think the question is, why do
That's
you
true.
hate fat people, that you feel the disgust towards it?
Well, like I said before, it's a culmination of a bunch of bad decisions. I'm not going to go ahead and give the same level of respect to someone who's a fat ass to someone that has worked really hard and diligently on their physique, because your body's outward manifestations,
There's more
other decisions,
factors to a
your
human
consistency.
being.
See, he looks okay. So I understand him. I don't 100% agree with him, but I understand him though. He looks at being like super duper fat as like drug addicts. Like I bet you, if you looked at a drug addict, like if you looked at a homeless dude on the street, they'd be like, "Hey man, you got some of that money, bro?" And like just to go use it on some cocaine. Wouldn't you be disgusted? That's how he looks at them, type shit.
And then their body.
Well, you could judge a lot just off of someone's physique. You'd be like, okay, well, this guy is lazy. And that's personified through their physique. It's the truth.
Abe, I saw you.
Physically, like
I mean, just to take it back to the prompt, I think we just kind of went all over the place there.
Yeah. We're still focusing on the word disgust.
Just the word disgust. I mean, I would never look at someone and show disgust towards them. I mean, I think
not even a drug
respect,
addict asking
like
for
you said.
change for
I
weed.
mean, you don't respect everyone, like you said, but I think
Respect is earned.
I mean,
true.
it is earned, but I mean, I think at a humane level, we can learn to appreciate each other's differences.
Yeah, I don't know if like disgust would be the right word, right?
I know.
Greg mentioned some health implications with being overweight or obese.
Yeah.
I think being concerned might be a better.
That's the word I was
you know,
going
a
to go
better
for.
word.
Like
but
I can show concern for someone for the way that they are, but I would never look at someone and say like, you're disgusting.
But is it any different than if you see somebody who's extremely anorexic, they're 50 pounds, you look at them and you're in shock? Oh my God, like something happens in your body you can't control. You can't stop that.
There
Like
could
how
be
can
there
you
could be a
not?
shock
It's not, I don't
factor, but
hate them.
that's different
It's just,
from-
wow, oh my God, it's like, it's disgusting. Like, holy goodness
But
gracious.
why
That's a
would
shock
you
factor,
use
though.
the
That's
word
not- that's
disgusting,
not
right?
disgusting.
So you
'Cause it's
just
disgusting.
mentioned the polar opposite of what we are, right? But why would you look at them and be disgusted versus concerned? That is a very specific word, and it has very specific connotations behind it.
because
And when
y'all are
it's
not taking care of
used,
yourselves.
It's somewhat weaponized as
You're
well.
not taking care of
I
yourself.
don't think we can help how we feel. I don't think I can choose like, oh, I just am not. It would be sitting here and lying. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm always going to be honest with people. I'm disgusted. This is just how I feel.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you see a fat person, the reason why it's disgusting and the reason why there's so much pushback
Right.
on this whole body positivity, and people make fun of Lizzo, rightfully so, by the way, is because it's unattractive, it's unhealthy. Until we
Right.
had this woke era, they used to put like models and attractive people on the cover of magazines that were in shape. Why? So that people can aspire to look like that. And it's
Right.
healthy and it looks better in general. You look good, feel good. But when you're fat, it says a lot about you. People aren't gonna sit there and be like, let me see if he's a good person. No, they're just gonna assume that you're lazy, which you are, by the way, when you're fat, and you don't have discipline, which you are, by the way.
Physically.
So they're just gonna assume off of what they see. That's the world they live in.
I love how you just you stated a shit ton of assumptions. You didn't state not one fact. You just stated assumptions.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best, you gotta try
What an ad.
Kachava. Kachava is
You know what? Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do. Them people on the right, they need to try some kachava, buddy. I'm not gonna lie.
healthiest.
Nah, but like, no. Looking at a fat body is disgusting because of the fact that, like, you just know that when you're fat, you're not taking care of yourself. That's the reason why. Just like if you're taking drugs, you're not taking care of yourself. If you're not brushing your teeth, if you're not brushing your teeth and your teeth are yellow, aren't they disgusting? Isn't that disgusting? If you don't cut your fingernails and they're long as shit, isn't that disgusting? If you don't take a shower and you're dirty as shit and you smell bad, isn't that disgusting? If you're not watching your calories, staying fit, staying healthy, you're not watching your body, you're just getting mad fat, isn't that disgusting? You see what I'm saying? Because they looking at it, like, I understand both point of views. They looking at it as if it's like, oh, I mean, what? I'm just inflated, bro. Versus you, I'm just inflated versus you. What the fuck is the difference between me and you? I'm just inflated, bro. So what? It's just how I am. No, it's not. You can control this. This is something about your body that you can control. Like, you can control if you want to brush your teeth. You can control if you want to shower, right? You can control if you want to shampoo your hair, or you can have dandruff and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can control if you want to shave, or if you want to wash your hair, if you want to cut your fingernails. You see what I'm saying? Like, there are certain aspects that you can control and you can take care of. When you're fat, you're not taking care of your body. And that is 100% true. Like, biologically, like, through health, that is 100% true, bro. Anybody who's fat, you can talk about body positivity all you want. And people can talk about, oh, healthy for them. Being fat is not healthy. Doesn't matter. Like any doctor will agree with you, bro. And any doctor will sit here and tell you, like, look, healthy for them. They'll always say healthy for them. For them. But generally speaking, being fat is not healthy, bro. The amount of cholesterol that's going through your veins. I was in health class one time, and the teacher was telling me about how one time there was an autopsy done on somebody who had passed away, and they were fat, and they had pulled something out of their veins. It was like string cheese, right? Guess what that was? That was cholesterol in their veins because of how fat they were. It is literally unhealthy. People can have heart attacks because of how fat. People are not fit because they are fat. Humans are specimens that like, you know what I'm saying, that should be able to do a bunch of different things. Being fat, you have limits of movement. I mean, maybe you might be stronger, but that's because of the fact that your body is carrying more weight. Therefore, it's, you should be stronger to be able to carry more weight. But besides that, you have less mobility. You can't really do stuff. You're always eating and shit. It's unhealthy, bro. A bunch of people that are fat smell bad, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Move on to the next prompt, but we're definitely.
Can I say one thing? Just one question.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you knew he used to be 600 pounds, and how much do you weigh now?
I'm 384.
And now he's 384. Do you see him as less disgusting knowing he's lost 220 pounds?
No, that's fantastic.
I
but
think yes.
There's still work to be done. But here's the thing, like I said before, unfortunately, human beings judge a book by its cover. It's just the world that we live in. Fat people that identify as 97 genders, whatever, they expect us to change our worldview for them, and that's just not how the world works. Like it's been that way. It's always going to be that way.
That's I think what I don't get.
It's just the world that we're in. Like people are gonna,
it's different. Yeah, my bad.
Now let's reset. Jacked men are more attractive than fat men. Will the agreeers please step forward?
I agree. 100% I agree. 1,000,000%
How come there's 4 guys over there? All right, we're living in a bizarre world where people don't see the truth. Like, how is it possible that they're thinking, no, being obese and unhealthy is more attractive than being fit and healthy? How is this possible?
Actually, you know what? This is precisely why a majority of women find a majority of men as unattractive. Because a lot of guys think this way, oh, I just be a nice guy and girls are gonna like me. No, they're not. She's not gonna suck your dick with the same veracity when you're a fat as when you're in shape. She's just not. See, people don't understand that women are aroused by one thing and they're attracted by another thing. Women are attracted to, a guy that's confident, ambitious, makes money, etc. Of course, right? But they're aroused by guys that have asshole tendencies, dark triad traits, etc., and guys that are physically in shape. So if you want to get the best of your woman, where she respects and admires you, while simultaneously being aroused by you so she doesn't cheat on you, you need to have it all.
You're saying that's true for all women?
A staggering majority of women.
There might be 1% of the world that there's something wrong with them that might think that, you're 600 pounds, it's so hot, I love that, but...
The hot girls that you actually want, they exercise their hypergamy to the highest degree, and they want guys that are fit and have their money together, have their life together.
You're looking at me like you want to say something.
Because the question was, are jacked men more attractive? We all walked over. Are we more attracted to jacked men?
Well, I'm assuming they framed that because we're all guys here they mean women.
Well, men can be attracted to men.
If I had to switch teams, I'm going with the jack guy.
Obviously, this is going to be like personal biases, but I think attraction is very fluid in the sense that I can 100% admit, there was probably 40 pounds of muscle ago is when most women would be like attracted to me. Of course, like fitness girls, they're totally okay with the size I am, but like probably most girls, I'm like too much for.
I mean, flip it. Hold on. Flip it. Actually, nah, it doesn't go the same way. I was about to say, are fit girls more? Actually, no. Hold on. Yeah. Flip it. I mean, look. Let's not use the word jacked. Let's just say physically fit. Women more attracted than fat women. Fat women. Not thick. Fat. Let's eliminate thick women because there are women out here that are not physically fit, but they're not fat. They're just thick. You know what I'm saying? They're just thick, like have a fat ass and shit. They exclude them. We talking about some physically fit women and fat women. Who are you taking? The physically fit woman. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
That line of I think, for example,
if I see a fat woman, I get disgusted, and that's just me, bro.
You would be much more attractive to most women than me. Would you agree with that?
I mean, that doesn't mean that if you walked up to a girl and let's say you're not her, you're a little bit more muscular than she would if you had the charm and charisma, she gonna still go with you, man. It don't matter.
I have an interesting point, and no, but I think if you had Zach you're on the end.
Yep.
If you put Zach and Greg and you put them next to each other and you did a poll, I think that most women would probably pick him if you had to because he's got the height and all that. What would you guys say to that?
No.
No. Well, we can put it to the test.
But that's not really fair. I'm 48 years old. He's a lot younger than me. He's about a foot taller than me. But you can't compare. I'm an old man. I'm 48 years old.
Obviously, height is a big component. So so it's not you're comparing apples to oranges. But if you take the same guy, same height, etc., But one guy is fat, one guy's in good shape, she's always gonna go with the guy that's in better shape.
Because I've been so surprised to see on Instagram, there'll be like guys doing like an outfit try on, like not in shape in the slightest bit. And all the comments are women like, I wish like men knew this is how we wish they looked. And like, oh, this is like the
Liars for
dream.
social
Liars,
media.
man. Liars for
To look good,
one thing
for
about, you
clout.
can never believe what women say, man.
Correct.
You believe how they behave, not what they say.
That's a different episode.
That's all right, figure it
bring
out.
Yeah. I disagreed mostly just with the blanket statement because attraction is so subjective. I am a big and tall model by trade. That's what I do. I model clothing brands. I've modeled with major fashion houses. I've been on the covers of magazines. You mentioned before dad bod comments and whatnot on social media. I was flabbergasted when I started how many people were commenting and DMing me and talking about how attractive I was, that it just kind of, I don't know, showed me that attraction is a lot more subjective than I thought, and people have a much wider range of what they find attractive.
What I feel like bro over here has to
specifically
sit in his,
body
like,
type.
I feel like he's
Is
posing
being
constantly.
jacked the most important trait for being attractive? I'd argue for guys, it'd probably be otherwise, right? I think height would be a bigger
Money,
component.
height, fame, like what can you bring to the table?
The number one thing is status. By far, status.
People also go after what they think they can get. So if this guy is 6'5" and extremely attractive, and it's like, well, I can't get that guy. I'm attracted to the 10 on 10 supermodel, but I'm not going to get her, so I'll be happy with the 9.9 on 10.
Just to be clear, are we speaking
That's
about
true.
women
That's
being
actually
attracted
true.
to men?
Damn, you ain't never think of that though. That's facts.
Attraction. What is
Because
most
like you might be attracted
in
to a
your
streamer or
opinion,
somebody
your
famous, but it's not like
physique
you'll get her.
for a man.
Okay, I'm speaking from like what women find attractive. So when I speak, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
anybody.
sexually fluid. So my law of attraction does not adhere to anyone's standards, pretty much. I'm attracted to people in general. So you could be jacked, you could be more plus size, you could be skinny, you could be whatever it
Don't
is
say
that
plus
you are.
size, say
If
fat.
I'm
It's
attracted
fat.
to you, I'm
You're
attracted
fat.
to you.
What are the traits you find most attractive?
I think the way that you carry yourself is a really big thing for me. I can't date someone who lacks confidence because I feel like that seeps into other aspects of your life.
Do you mind if I jump in on the confidence thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So growing up, wasn't too confident in myself, and I gained that confidence when I started losing weight. And I noticed it was me putting myself in positions to get more opportunities with women. Right now, I'm single right now, but I'm doing okay. But the confidence came from me losing weight. So I do agree that it's a subjective kind of standpoint, but socially, I understand that physically fit men, that's just like what everyone's liking. It's like
I don't think
what
it's
trends
as
towards.
subjective as guys are trying to say. Attraction isn't a choice, and there are hardwired traits that women look for in men. And what I've come to realize is that what women put out there is what they find
think so,
attractive
too.
or politically correct things. Oh, he has a dad bod. He's nice. He's a good guy. The reality is that women don't respond well and favorably to these men. There's a reason why nice guys finish last is a thing. It's because when you're too nice and you kind of
I think they both right. I think they both right. I think there are certain things that are hardwired in women that they find that they are attracted to. You see what I'm saying? Taller guy, kind of more muscular, carries himself, rich, status, big status. I think hardwired for sure, but I think a lot of women kind of ignore those traits. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of women just kind of ignore it and don't give a fuck. They are attracted. Like if a girl sat down with her girlfriend and was looking at a dude, she definitely like you know what I'm saying? He was like him probably, or like him. They'll be like, damn, he's hot. But her boyfriend probably looks like this. You know what I'm saying?
etc. And girls aren't aroused by that. Girls don't want to say what they're really aroused by. Guys that are able to stand up to them, guys that are able to tell them, well, that was a stupid comment, or hold them accountable for their stupidity when they do dumb things. This is what women find attractive because these are leadership traits.
Have any of those things happened to you though?
Well, I mean, I've talked to almost 3,000 women, and what I've come to realize from talking to all of them is that most of the time, you know, when they're in a comment section of TikTok, like, you're so handsome, blah, 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 will they actually go on a date and have sex with that guy? Probably not. But they say that because it's politically correct, and women tend to not want to be adversarial. They're going to say what sounds good, but what they're actually aroused by are two different things.
But they're married to those guys.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was
Most
getting to.
often they're married to-
I'm married.
And
to-
marriage is a
cheating.
failed institution in the West, and this is why most men get divorced by women. This is why they get destroyed in the divorce courts. This is why women overwhelmingly initiate the divorce rates in America. 80% are initiated by women, because we sit here and we lie and we believe what women say they're actually.
Damn, he
attracted
might
to.
have a
They're not
point,
attracted
though.
Let's go
to
back
things
to
they talk about.
attraction for a second, though, because I'm married.
Sure.
I have a child.
Cool.
I have a beautiful wife. I was this size the entire process through it.
Would you say that you're an average guy?
I would say that
You're
I'm
how
bigger
tall?
than average.
6'5",
you're not an average guy.
and a model
You're not an
for,
average
for
guy.
being slightly
I
overweight.
wasn't a model when I started
But
dating
you are
my
a very
wife.
good-looking, tall,
I was a
big
bartender
guy
fucking
who's
doing
on
whatever.
magazine covers. So
But
out
I know,
of the
I think-
million guys overweight, you're at
But
the
you're not
top.
an average guy.
But I
But
think
what
what
I'm
you're
saying-
missing is he just said that he wasn't any of those things.
He's not 5'6",
before
man, like
he
me.
met his
Try
wife.
being 5'6" and doing it.
No, I totally agree with you. I was well.
I mean, he wasn't in a magazine, but he was still this. Like, I'm gonna need
That's
bro
what I
to
was gonna
stop being
actually
ignorant.
agree
I'm
on
sorry,
for a
bro.
second.
This guy's being ignorant.
moving
Bro
on.
on the left.
We were talking about. You mentioned status.
But you're
And-
missing
and
that.
then
Shut the
a lot of
fuck
people
up,
have
bro.
mentioned
Like, what are you
confidence.
talking
You can
about?
put in your own
Like,
pecking
bro,
order
right here in the
ahead
suit,
of-
bro.
of being
Like,
jacked or being-
damn.
Yeah,
Just say that you like
physically
eating
attractive.
ice cream.
Would
You don't
say
give a
that
fuck how
matters more?
fat you are,
Confidence,
bro.
how you carry yourself, how you
Yeah,
do
well,
Just
it.
say
yeah,
that you
I mean,
eat
the
20
problem
million
with
hot dogs a
Is
day,
it
bro.
either you're
Shit.
jacked
Yeah.
or
And
are you
I'm
fat?
not
What's
going to
more
argue the
attractive?
fact that our society definitely finds jack guys more attractive.
100%.
But
Thank God
I
you-
disagree with the statement because it was a blanket statement that I have found untrue in my own life.
Do you, all of you, feel like you'd be more or less attractive, let's say 50 pounds lighter than you are, and simply like just body fat?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I struggled with for a while.
Bro, answer the
is,
fucking question, bro.
In
So
me
you doing this
losing
bullshit-
weight, am I still going to be able to book the jobs that I book?
What jobs
Because
do you
I've
book? What do you
built an
do?
entire brand off of my body. I mean, granted, like, cool as shit, like, you know, I did something that's all my own. Like, I worked on that. But then I was also just like, if I lose this, are you still gonna want me to, like, do this campaign for you? Are you still gonna want me in your magazine? Are you still gonna wanna dress me? And then I had to, like, take a step back and say, like, well, what is it for me? Do I want to be skinny? No. Do I want to look like Greg? No. Do I want to look like Myron? No. But I know I want to look like me. I think talking about the law of attraction, you focus so heavy about what women would find attractive and the perspective of the woman. And I feel like, are you even attracted to yourself? When you look in that mirror, when you put your clothes on, are you like, damn, like I did that? Because when I got up this morning,
that's the
and
problem. That's the problem. See, that's the problem, bro. You know, I'm not
my
going
outfit,
positive, but
I was
that's
just
the
like,
problem,
yeah,
bro.
I ate that.
Well, if you're going to talk about being attractive, etc., typically people are speaking from a romantic sense, from a heterosexual standpoint of men and women. So that's why I answered the question, because it was very broad. That's what I mean. But of course, you need to be able to look at the mirror and respect the man that you see looking back at you. When you look back and you see the guy and you're in shape, etc., and you feel good about yourself, look good, feel good. A byproduct of that is that women
true.
just tend to find you more attractive. It all works together in tandem.
Are you happy with the way you look?
Of course, of course. But I had to work to build this physique, and it took many years. I was an athlete in college, I was a Division I athlete. It took many years to be able to do this. So,
What'd you play?
I rode in college, crew.
Oh, sweet.
Rowing,
Yeah, I like rowing.
So I think when fat people look at the mirror and they say, "Oh, I like that," that's coat, man. No, you don't. They say that to try to bring themselves up, but the reality is, most of the time when you're fat, you look in the mirror, you're like, "Damn, I really let myself go."
Not every
You're
fat
like, you know what?
person-
It's not that much of a priority, so fuck it.
Abe didn't get to answer the question going around.
Yeah, I was in the same boat as you, just because I feel like I don't agree with the blanket statement. Personally, for myself as a gay man, I find myself attractive. I would say like I go for guys like you as well, and I feel like I get a lot of hits on those types of guys, and I'm pretty content with how I navigate my attraction, and I think it goes a lot to the status and their confidence. So, like we said, so.
All right, let's go to the next prompt. After 4 years, the Radical Empathy Podcast is now back.
There's a new episode out now.
Go give it a listen.
Type shit.
The body positivity movement is
Problematic. I agree. I
Will
agree.
the agreeers step forward?
I agree. I agree, bro. And this is one long ass video, bro. We're only 22 minutes. Fuck, bro. Fuck it, bro. This whole stream is gonna be straight
think
reactions, bro.
Where it becomes a problem is obviously you should be comfortable in your body, and if you genuinely love how you look, great. But you can't ignore yourself.
About body positivity is 100% problematic, bro. Body positivity, the body positivity movement is 100% problematic because you're literally, basically what's happening is you're saying it's okay to be unhealthy. Like, take Lizzo. How fat is Lizzo? Like, look, bro, W music. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I love her music. But if we're talking about Lizzo, because that's the first person that came to mind. I'm not like just focusing only on Lizzo. It's the first person that came to my mind. You're unhealthy. You are unhealthy. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Even like go ask a doctor, bro. Ask a doctor. The man will say you unhealthy, bro. You as a human is unhealthy, bro. Simply, dimply, kabimply. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. You got cholesterol for blood, bro. You don't even have blood. You have straight cholesterol, bro. Forget it. I mean, it's
Being
tragic,
someone
bro.
who's overweight, I've
Right.
been fortunate enough not to have any extreme complications other than like, knee pain and stuff like that. But
Okay.
I know people that, that are my size or bigger and they have cholesterol problems,
Right.
heart
See?
problems,
Right.
diabetes. I have none of that.
Right.
So the body positivity movement becomes a problem when you hide behind this shield of, oh, I should love my body, da 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 da. Great, but you have to be healthy too. You can't ignore your vitals. You gotta like check yourself on the inside.
Yeah, I think the big thing is you have to separate the health implication with you just being confident, right? Like I'm all for people to feel confident in their own skin. I think body positivity movement has been beneficial for plus size people in that regard, right? Because let's say there's a plus size person who's too embarrassed to go to the gym because they feel like they're gonna be judged, whatever it is. But it's because of body positivity. They're like, oh, hey, like I see other plus size people in the gym. Maybe I'm gonna give it a try. And all of a sudden they start going. They're like, oh man, I like this, right? And they keep it going. You can argue that without body positivity, maybe that day would have never happened for that person, right? But I think the problematic part really comes down to people extrapolating body positivity, shaming a celebrity like, let's say Adele, for losing weight, right? That's where I would kind of draw the line there.
Well, promoting Lizzo. Making fun of Adele for losing weight, but promoting Lizzo for being a fat ass. Unacceptable.
Are a lot of people doing that?
I think the thing around Lizzo is it's not just the weight, it's the lifestyle. You like see her drinking all the time and partying and not sleeping. There's like so little to do with health. It's not just she's promoting like loving yourself, which I think is great. She's promoting a lifestyle that is unhealthy, like being very overweight, drinking, not sleeping. All of these things are not conducive to your health. So I think you conflate that. And sure, being body positive is important, like loving yourself, loving the way you look. But if that's gonna influence other people to make bad decisions about their body and their health, that's problematic.
Body positivity is disempowering people. It's making them think that they're healthy at any size, which they're not. So as soon as you start telling people, hey, just love your body, like Lizzo will literally rub her belly and said, you're giving me all this power as she's eating a burger and she's promoting being obese. By doing this, you're just ruining it for people who actually should think, wait a minute, I can lose weight, I can go to the gym, I can eat less, I can do this.
Personally, my problem with body positivity isn't necessarily what it stands for. And I feel like there's a misconception because there are those people that they use it to justify fatness and just, I don't even want to say fatness. I want to make it very clear.
So many I feel statements.
Because there's someone like me who I wouldn't say I'm necessarily part of the body positive community anymore. Personally, I would say I champion body diversity because it's all encompassing. It's inclusive of what everybody, is doing within their journey. When I expressed the desire to lose weight, another plus size individual that I used to be friends with was just like, well, I don't feel like I can share your content because I'm not sure how my followers are going to perceive this. I think it might be triggering for them and stuff like that. And my response to it was, well, if you're championing body positivity, then what I'm doing should not be a problem, because the entire time that I've been advocating for people that look like me or people who have been othered in any capacity in general is that all bodies are good bodies. What we do with our body is what matters. And so body diversity is important to me because for a guy like you or a guy like the two of you might suffer from body dysmorphia. And that's a very real thing. You might not see yourself for what you really are. And so you're seeking unhealthy habits to achieve a goal. To get where you want to go, like you just got to give it time. Be healthy in it, in all aspects, like mentally, physically. You've got to find the right avenue to do what it is that you need to do for yourself.
The body positivity movement is a huge psyop to keep us fatter and stupider. It's all a scam. The reality is that Big Pharma wants money, and they understand that when you're fat, you have more health problems. They understand that you're going to need insulin, you're going to need medication, etc. And they make a bunch of money on us being sick. There is no incentive to actually have you be healthy. So let's go ahead and make our people fat as hell, get them in the hospitals, get them on medication, continue to make money, etc. It's all a big psyop.
So you believe it's all intentional?
Yes. We promote mediocrity.
I feel like it's a subset. Yes, I'm sitting here because I do think that there is a part of it that is problematic. But I think that the problematic part of it is a subset of people that use it as a tool to weaponize whatever it is that they're doing.
I think the whole movement is a problem. The body positivity movement in general is a problem. All of it.
So you shouldn't feel positive even about your own, like for you, is for instance,
Well,
right?
I
You're not
think
positive
if
about
you
your
haven't
body?
earned, here's the thing, being happy and content with yourself, it's not given, it's earned. You have to go out there, work, and then you're gonna feel that satisfaction, like, I earned that.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Because they're talking about he's talking about body positivity as a whole, like just being positive, like just being happy with your body, no matter what body you got. If you fit, if you're not, whatever, blah 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 blah. But on both spectrums, being fat and people calling you fat and trash and stuff, but then still being happy in your own body, but then still like, or let's say being like super duper buff, but having body dysmorphia, but you being happy in your body. That's what he's talking about. Bro, on the left is talking about how body positivity is mostly used to promote people who are fat. Therefore, it's not really body positivity, it's fat body positivity. You feel me? Gangsta.
When you can look back in the mirror and actually genuinely, not coping, respect the man that you see before you. And the reality is people are gonna realize that you're gonna need to achieve a certain physique because you have all these fat people, I love my body. No, you don't. It's a lie, dude. You're just coping, you're lying to yourself. And now all these people on Instagram and TikTok with the body positivity movement are lying to themselves. They're not happy where they wanna be. They just accept that because they're too lazy to make a change.
No, but I genuinely do love my body.
Right now as you are?
Yeah.
Then why are you going to the
And
gym?
I'll explain to you.
Then why are you going to the gym?
I will explain it to you. I love everything that my body is capable of doing. I love the fact that at my size, I can do a lot of things that other people smaller than me still cannot do.
But you want to lose weight though.
And yeah. Right.
Which is good.
I want to lose weight because I love my body, but I have one body. Why would I not love it?
Yeah.
And because I love my
But you
body
understand
is
that your
why
body
I'm
now needs to be
looking to
changed.
make changes.
Yeah,
right?
make changes.
But to say that loving your body is BS, no, you make changes, you make healthy changes to yourself because you love yourself. All of that time that I'm putting in, the work, the money that I'm spending, that's a labor.
See, that's a big thing about debates, about any type of topic, fat stuff, anything. Is that they're talking about two different things, bro. He's talking about loving your body because it's the only one that I have, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Loving it because it's mine, and it's like the only one that I have. I just love it in general. I love my body because it's the only one that I have, and blah, 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 blah. He's talking about, would you love your body because it's like your body's fat? You know what I'm saying? Let's say you got a car. Let's say you got an old ass car, right? Would you love that car? Would you love the rust part of that car? The fact that it's rusted? No. So what do? You go ahead and change this shit out. You get it painted. I don't know, whatever. You make it black, all shiny. Boom. Now it's like Dominic Toretto's 1970 Charger. Now you loving it. He's talking about loving. I'm using analogies and comparisons here, and metaphors and whatever. Blah blah blah. He's talking about I love the car in general because it's the only car I have. He's talking about I hate the rust on the car. So let's go ahead and take care of that and remove the rust and get it painted to make it better. That's what they're like mad arguing because he's talking about two different shits.
Of love, because I love myself.
But here's the dumb fucking part about it is that he knows they know exactly what they're talking about. Like he knows what he's talking about, but he chooses to ignore that. He's being
enough
weird.
to know that I want to make some changes to live a
He's
better
not talking about the same
lifestyle
shit.
in the sense of I can just do a little bit more.
That's two different things.
All right, let's bring in our disagreeers.
Your disagreeers are stupid.
We get how uncertain the future is. We've come of age in a complex world, face to face.
So there's not a single problem.
Oh no, I'm not saying there's not a single problem. To me, body positivity is more about bodily autonomy. Like you were mentioning wanting to lose weight. My whole thing is like, yeah, it's your body, do whatever you want with it. I don't think I as a human being have a right to tell any of you what to do with your bodies. Body positivity kind of comes in and goes, okay, you as a human being have inherent value. Just in the fact that you are a conscious soul on this planet, you have an inherent value. You are within a vessel of your body that you do have control over, but at the same time, you're not less valuable to society or from the standpoint of the soul for what your body looks like.
When I'm speaking about body positivity, I'm talking about the over acceptance and encouragement of being obese.
So
that's what he's talking about,
I personally, again, I'm not super online, have not seen anybody pro-obesity ever.
Lizzo.
Oh, there's a bunch, dude.
She loves herself.
don't think
Nikocado
that it's
avocado.
No. There's a
pro-obesity.
big
They are
difference.
actively promoting obesity.
She's not telling anyone to get fat.
She's showing you exactly how to do it and saying, look at my body as I love and
saying
rub it, and
she's
it's giving me
happy.
life, and she's like joking around. And
And
that's
also,
the
I want to
whole thing.
clarify. And see, here's the thing. There's a bunch of fat influencers that push this body positivity situation, and a bunch of them are dead now. No one talks about that. That didn't hit mainstream news.
So I'm in that space.
Yeah.
Which influencers are you talking about? Because I'm unaware.
I don't recall their names, but there's a couple of them that passed away. They're YouTubers. They used to do these mukbangs where they'd eat a bunch of food on
Hey,
camera.
Mukbang
that's
is a
totally
total-
different.
okay, but that's a
They're not
mukbang
a
is a
part of our
different thing.
community. That's
Yeah.
a completely different thing. We're not saying we're gonna go to a restaurant and pig out just because it's entertaining or anything like that. There are people that they're called gainers, that their whole
again, you're not understanding what the fuck he's saying.
Revolves around gaining weight.
Yeah, and I understand that you're
We
saying that that's
don't-
not a component to the
it's
body
not-
positivity movement, but
it's
you
not
got to
a part
understand
of
for
it.
the general masses, they're watching that, they're going to attribute it to that. They're not in the niche, they're not a creator, so they're not looking at it like, no, this person.
Is he like ignoring what he's saying?
No, they look at everyone.
Like I agree kind of generally with what he's saying. There's some shit that he's kind of extreme with. But I mean, look, bro, body positivity is a movement,
who's
bro. You're
obese,
fat, you're
that's
unhealthy.
making
Get it
content
together,
about
bro.
being
Simple.
obese and continuing that lifestyle as a part of the
Like
body.
I'm
They're
fat.
not
I'm fat.
making
I'll tell you right now, I'm fat. And I should get it together, but I'm telling you right now, I'm 100% aware. And I will acknowledge that the fact that I'm not healthy right now and I'm not fit is because I'm lazy. I'll acknowledge it, but it's 100%, bro.
It's about being obese. They're
Type
making
shit.
content about overeating,
Yes, and they
which
also
is also
encourage
an
that.
eating disorder.
Yeah, and they
It's a
also
side
encourage
effect.
being
It's a
fat
side
as well.
effect.
Do you
It's a
think
side
just
effect.
being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity, just flat out?
Yes.
So just
agree.
us existing, we're saying,
Yes.
yay, everyone go gain weight?
It absolutely impacts other people to think, well, think of it. you're
100%. No. That's true. Because there are other people that are 100% other people that are not like that are fat and kind of feel bad in their body, and we'll see somebody, let's say like a plus size model, and they'll think, okay, well they're a model and they're plus size, so it's okay for me to be plus size. It's okay for me to be fat. They don't have to say that. Like, you don't have to say shit. You can look at a magazine. Magazine's not a video. It's not a moving thing. It's a magazine. They'll see somebody who's plus size, fat, in the magazine, so they'll think that way. Yes, 100%. You
If it's
exist.
good
looked
looking
at
or
it. I know,
modeling,
but I've
it's going to
never
encourage
looked at
other
it.
people to, well, hey, look at him.
me be
He's got
So
lots
then
of...
what about when I go
never
to the
looked at
gym? When I step into the gym, or when Zach steps into the gym, or when any of us step into the gym, are we promoting being bigger like that too? Are we going there, and is our presence there unwanted?
I think that's excluded.
By being famous, rich, popular, and being obese, you're indirectly promoting it in the same way that people who take steroids and are 350 pounds of muscle and winning the Mr. Olympia are indirectly promoting it, even if they don't say they're taking it.
But I'm speaking more specifically in the gym, in that space where people should be coming together to work on their bodies and stuff like that.
No, that's different. That's
you-
different because fat people go to the gym to get rid of their bodies. So I think they're indirect, like they're reversing it. They're promoting losing the weight.
Saw us in the gym.
I would be happy and proud and excited, and my whole channel is about helping people who are overweight to lose weight and have realistic expectations. I would never say you have to look like this, you need abs. It's just, let's go halfway there. That's my entire channel, of which I have over 2 million followers. It's all about realistic goals of helping people who are overweight to lose weight. That is what my channel is all about.
But we're in public, and you made the statement that if we step out in public, that it would encourage people to live an unhealthy lifestyle.
The more friends
and
you
be
have who are
obese.
overweight, the more likely you're going to be overweight. It just happens to happen. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. If 90% of the world were overweight, more people would be encouraged to be overweight.
As just on this side, I don't think any of us have ever looked at a person heavier than ourselves and gone, I want to be that. That's a great thing to be. No, we have the same internalized biases as everybody else does. He was bringing up the gym before, and you said by existing just in a fat body, we are promoting it. Yes. I model, and when I do model fitness wear, which I do often, I get so many comments about like, oh, you are promoting obesity. I'm wearing fitness wear. I'm in the gym. I'm doing the thing you want me to do, and I'm still promoting obesity?
If you're exercising and you're trying to lose weight, then you're promoting people who are overweight to try to lose weight. That's great. But But if you're Lizzo and rubbing your
I'm
belly,
promoting. I mean, I don't know shit about Lizzo.
Specifically
You guys are so
about
obsessed with Lizzo.
influencers that promote gluttonous.
Because they say Lizzo because that's a big example. Come on, bro.
lethargic
Listen up.
lifestyles, which a
Come
bunch of
on,
them do.
bro.
That's what we're talking
Listen
about.
up.
If you're in the gym and you're fat and you're getting after and you're documenting that, that's fantastic.
But the prompt was body positivity, and you're talking about influencers who promote gluttonous lifestyles.
Yes.
And that, again, is not body positivity.
So that's why
The general masses don't have that distinction, though.
I do think we have a good read, though, on how each individual sees the body positivity movement. All right, the next prompt is, I am satisfied with my sex life. Agreeers, step forward.
I'm satisfied with my sex life. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, bro. To watch this prompt, go to Patreon. Okay, whatever.
I
let's
have
go.
abused my body. Will the
Abuse my
agreeers step
body?
forward?
Like, and how? How?
I'll start by saying I've abused my body many times. Being a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder, I've abused steroids, did that for over 10 years. I don't think you can get to the level that you have to get to be a professional bodybuilder while being natural. And so absolutely, and I would say that somebody trying to abuse steroids
Yo,
to
is
get that
steroids
muscle, to
illegal?
get that look.
I'm not gonna lie. Is steroids illegal? And do they have like bad side effects? Because if steroids, let's just say even if steroids was illegal, right? If you can get like to his size way quicker, and you don't really have that many bad, like, you know what I'm saying, like that many bad side effects. Like, let's just say, I don't know, you get a little bit of acne. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's a great trade. You get a little bit of pimpleage. You could just wash that off. But you mad buff with abs? I mean, come on, but that's W trade. Even if it is illegal, I'm
Just as
sorry to tell
unhealthy
you.
as somebody who's obese,
I'm not
so
saying
I
to do
don't
that.
try to be a
Do not do
hypocrite.
that.
I say
I'm just
I've done
I
these
think
poor choices.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm
Type
48
shit,
now. I
gangster.
don't do steroids anymore, and so
Right.
I recognize that what I did in the past was bad.
I'm just
Probably
saying,
took years
bro.
off my life, and so I would say to people who are overweight,
Right.
why don't you do the same thing? And if you're not, then do you really care about your health? Because
Gangster.
if you do, you would stop doing the things that are leading to being morbidly obese.
Gangster.
But then to your own argument, you spent 10 years doing something you knew was inherently unhealthy.
Correct.
But then you're going to turn around and tell people that they should just wake up. But like,
Yes,
why it took you-
exactly.
it took you 10
Like
years
people
to
should
wake
have
up.
told me, Greg, why do you keep doing this to yourself? You do not recognize what's going to happen, and if we call it shaming. Why are you abusing steroids, Greg? Think of it. Think of the years you're taking off your life. Maybe I would have waited.
But
Well,
the
no,
power
that's
was
shaming,
in
though.
your
That-
own
I would say I was
awakening, right?
compassionate.
The power right there was in your own awakening to realize within yourself that you were doing something negative, and then you made the change for it, right? And that change is now consistent.
Like, bro,
that
every time
change
he
is now
talks-
something that you can give a testimony about and help other people change their ways or persuade people to just not do it at all, right?
But building on what you said, what was the moment, where the perspective shifted?
Well, I got old enough and realized I can't get any better at this. I can keep taking more and more drugs and try to sustain this, but I said it's not worth it anymore. So I had to completely change my mind around what I was doing, which was being judged on my appearance. And remember, I make money on how I look, and so that's going to have a huge impact on me. And I had to say, I need to get my dopamine, my self-worth from something else. So I quit doing all the bodybuilding competitions, and I said, I'm going to start riding bikes. I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to do something else where I can feel good about myself. And it's hard. Like, look at this guy, 300 pounds of muscle. 20 years from now, is he going to want to still be this size? He might look back and say, I maybe regret certain things. And I think if somebody's overweight, they're going to think the same things. Like if you're 400, 500, 600 pounds, you're going to think, is it worth doing this? Is it worth eating all the time? It's tough.
I think this is the first like actual middle ground I think we're finding, which is really great because it's true. I mean, I've been harmful to myself on both sides of the spectrum. There were times I was taking, 20 to 30 diet pills and laxatives a day, eating less than 400 calories a day, working out nonstop. And then there's the other times where I was eating way too much, smoking way too much, drinking way too much, and abusing my body in the other way. I think we all come to the realization of what we're doing is harmful in different ways at different times. Like it took you 10 years to realize that was harmful. My thing is sometimes it takes people who might be overweight or, at that high tier, that 500-600 pounds, to realize that it's harmful for them. And maybe in their life, they don't feel like it's harmful and they are happy. There are people, believe it or not, legitimately happy in certain sizes and
Ignorance
shapes.
is bliss. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I was happy at the moment. I
But
felt
why
like
is
it
there
was.
bliss an
Ignorance
issue?
is bliss, but you could die before you wake up.
But you could have done the same thing taking steroids. That's
exactly.
my
I
whole
could
thing.
have died doing
Yeah.
what I did, and so is it not my responsibility to tell people don't copy me, and so it not be somebody who's,
And I don't think there's
500
anything wrong with
pounds
that.
to do
I
the
think-
same thing.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Even when you said before, you're like, well, I wish.
They keep trying to use his own personal experience that he admitted against him, and he keeps saying that, yo, I did that and I regret doing that. They keep saying, yeah, but you took steroids, and he's saying, yo, I know, and I regret doing that. Like their
Someone that
argument
shamed
is
me
getting
saying,
negated by them
what are you
saying
going to do?
that.
You're going to kill yourself. That's not shaming to me. To me, that is compassionate and looking out for somebody. It's when you take it to the other level where you start insulting them, degrading them, making them feel like shit.
As
that
men,
doesn't.
we insult each other and shame each other, but it's as a friend. Like, this is what guys do. Girls don't do it. They all suck up to each other. You're all tens. Guys are like, look at your gut, look at your belly, you
Stop
fatso.
saying what girls do.
I know, that's what
Well, no, it's important to.
I'm telling you what they do.
The
It's
masculine
fact.
from the feminine, because it's guys talking here, and I think it's important to distinguish when.
Yeah, that's true, bro. Females look at each other and like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. The moment they see him, bitch, stop lying. That bitch is ugly as shit. She got cat ears. Get the fuck out of
Something
here.
is feminine to say, well, we don't adhere to that.
God.
Yeah, but there's been no shortage of generalizations on women in this episode so far, and I'm really, really curious about your answer to this prompt regarding like self-abuse, like bodily abuse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lifetime natural. I've never taken a drug before in my life. However, I was an athlete in college, and obviously when you're a Division I athlete, you're training two to three times a day. It was very, very intensive. I would train through injuries, which wasn't intelligent, but at the end of the day, I looked at it like, hey, we got to win. We got, some teams to beat this season, so it built a mental fortitude. I think abuse is good to a degree if you're able to overcome it and learn something from it.
I did a lot of stupid things. Like I broke the world record in the bench press, and now I can't bench press anymore. And it was my favorite lift. I've had hip operations. I have both elbows reconstructed. I trained too hard. I couldn't stop myself. All that pressure, desire, whether it was installed by myself or from others, to try to fit in, to be socially accepted. And I was addicted. I was bench pressing with shoulder pain. I should have stopped. I couldn't. And so, I set the record and it's done. I can't even lift anymore. I don't squat, bench, or deadlift, because look at Ronnie Coleman. You guys know Ronnie Coleman? He's in a wheelchair. He can hardly walk. He's in pain medications. And imagine putting your body through all that torture, and then you get to 60, and now you can't do anything.
So one question I have for you then is, knowing what you did obviously has allowed you to create this platform to speak to these things, to talk about steroid abuse. You understand all the intricacies. Do you think that you would have been able to do that, let's say, if you'd kept your natural status throughout your whole career, you didn't break world records, you weren't an IFBB pro, you didn't have all of those accolades to stand on, do you think you would still be Greg Doucette and have all the following you do?
I do not think so. I think I'm one of those 1 in a million cases that was able to do what I do and actually got the success that I got. But if I look back and I'm really honest with myself, I regret doing these things.
Right.
I was natural world champion and I was breaking world records natural, so I had the records, but I wanted more. I wanted more glory. I wanted more people to say, you're cool, we like you. And so I ended up taking steroids. I did that because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be sponsored. I wanted a pro card. I wanted to be famous. And it worked. At what cost, though? How healthy am I really?
Everything it is that you're saying, right? I don't feel any ounce of like shaming you for it. I think everything that you said is really important, to acknowledge that and to know that and to then share that, right? But the difference is that
Because he's looking at the
had
positive part
someone
about it.
shamed you, I don't think that you'd feel the same way about it. Instead, people poured life into you and told you like, hey, I don't think that this is right. I don't think that you should really keep doing this because it's doing more harm.
The opposite happened. I was rewarded. When I started getting popular on social media, I was talking about my steroid cycles. I was talking about what I've done. And they're like, look at your muscles, look at your chest. And it was like, do you know how hard it was to stop? Because I was being rewarded with dopamine, with people saying nice things about me all the time. And for me to stop, I know that my views on social media go down. If I went on a steroid cycle right now, people are gonna fall, wow, Coach Greg, you're back. We miss the old Coach Greg. And so it's hard for me to be the 48-year-old old man that's still preaching fitness when they say, we love the old Coach Greg, the jacked muscle freak. And I have to fight the urges not to use steroids every single day. Because I know I would look better, I know I would feel better, but I'm like, it's not healthy, and so I have to say no.
I get
It's
what
very
you mean
tough.
about the dopamine reward thing, because for me, I have a similar situation, but kind of in the opposite way. Every time I start slimming down, I start getting the, what are you doing? Why are you losing weight? Because I am in that large guy space. So it's like, it's very funny how much on both sides, outward opinions just like really just make what we do hard. I know that when I am doing more cardio and like I'm a big hiker and biker, and sometimes in the summer I'll slim down, but then all of a sudden I'll get a ton of comments from people just being like, we liked you heavier, we liked you this. I'll have clients that'll stop using me because I've gotten too small. And so you're kind of seeking that dopamine, that approval, also that career boost. You get stuck in this loop of doing things that you know aren't good for yourself.
I wanted to hear from you, just going back to the prompt, why you came forward.
Oh, I mean, I think obviously professional bodybuilding has its risks. Obviously, I try to mitigate them as much as possible. I work with a company that I'm doing blood work quarterly, every 3 months. I am very methodical with what I do, and I'm very on the mild side. You would be surprised, but I've been training for 20 plus years. I think that's the key for me.
Yeah, that's the problem, bro. That's the problem. That's the thing. But for people, there's a lot of people who train really hard and they get big muscularly, but then they have a lot of health drawbacks then later on in their life. Whereas, but it happens quick though. You see what I'm saying? You get muscle quick. Like this guy, like what he just said, he didn't train super duper hard. He's still muscular at this point right now. He's the buffest shit. But it took him a long time because he was doing it in a more mild fashion.
Being the size, 100% not healthy.
Facts.
Is it unfortunate that I am very passionate about something that is bodybuilding? Yeah, it's kind of like I fell into it. I love it. It's hard for me, but I made a decision with my wife that at age 35, that's it. I'm done. Like no more competitive bodybuilding. I have an understanding, but like Greg, I have the foresight to know like there has to be a limit to it, because if you just let it go, I would have to be probably 25 more pounds of muscle and like have to do things that I'm not willing to do in order to be like, let's say Mr. Olympia, right? So, because all the way through my 20s, I was closer to like 230 pounds, natural all the way until I was like 27 and a half. So hopefully I'll be okay going back to that size.
Do you use steroids currently?
I mean, I use...
I think
that's the biggest insult in the world right
No.
now.
I only ask because, again, we're on the topic of body abuse, right? So I'm only asking that in that realm because of what you said about it. I'm not asking that.
No,
as
it's kind of like it's just like when you're jacked like that and you say, "Do you use steroids?" It's like you think you can look like this natural. Like if I said, "Hey, are you on steroids? Look at that body." Like if I said, "You look like you're on steroids."
Yeah, people think you're on gear. It's a compliment.
If I said, "Obviously you're natural," it'd be like, "What the? What do you mean? Obviously, there's no obvious."
So yes, I'm enhanced.
Okay. It's literally just like a question that I have, but it's also just like, well, what do you do as you're progressing in that to get to the points that you want? So that's where that question stems from. And I also really appreciate your candor for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, I will 100% say like some of the best shape of my life was natural in my 20s, like very lean, probably my healthiest. Like if anybody tells you they're like an
He's enhanced like that, bro. I might start taking it.
IFBB professional bodybuilder.
Yo, come on,
it's
bro.
almost
I mean, it's a no given.
99% of them are in some capacity enhanced. It might be very minimally. It might be
Just
through the
don't tell
roof,
people.
like you wouldn't even believe
Just
what
be like,
they're
"Nah,
taking.
I'm natty.
But it's
I'm
there.
natty."
It's part of the sport. It's unfortunate, but like that's the problem. That's one of the problems we talked about.
Be like,
earlier with the
"Nah,
fitness
I'm
industry, is
natty,
like,
bro. What about you?"
That's the expectation.
Let's bring our disagreeer.
Hey! Good job not abusing yourself.
Yeah, so I took abuse as like doing things that's negative for your health. And for me, I've always approached fitness from a health kind of lens, right? Like Myron, I'm 100% natural. I'm never gonna look like Eric, I'm never gonna look like Greg, but it's something I'm content with, right? For me, I'm kind of in for the long term. I wanna be able to do what I do when I'm 60, 70, 80, 100. Focusing more on the health aspect of it can be a good middle ground, because I feel like if you're looking from the outside in, sometimes can be like, dude, how am I gonna look like Eric? Like, how is this ever gonna happen, right? But you know, people have different goals, I would say, within fitness, and yeah.
I think it's important to also acknowledge that like there's abuse on both spectrums, right? Like you can be a fat ass on one end and say, I'm gonna just continue to eat cheeseburgers and put on TikTok. And then there's the other side where you can, use performance enhancing drugs and say, I'm gonna step on stage. But I would make the argument that the person that is training, using PEDs, etc., I'd respect that individual more than the fat ass. And the reason why is because though it isn't healthy to be on performance enhancing drugs, you're still pushing your body to a level that most can't, versus by just being fat, that doesn't take any skill or dedication.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
that's true.
if I had to,
because taking steroids in itself, taking steroids taking steroids in itself is not what makes you like have abs and shit. It's like a multiplier. It's a multiplier that comes with the cost. So even though you're taking steroids, if you're still buff as shit taking steroids, that still means you put in the work. It just helped, like it's just a multiplier. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? It's like getting on COD. You trying to get them weapon skins. Just because there was a 2x multiplier doesn't mean you didn't put in the work. Just because there's a 2x multiplier on COD doesn't mean you automatically get the skins. You still gotta get in those lobbies and still have to get them kills. You still have to level up the gun. You see what I'm saying? So that's what he's saying.
Saying something like
Type shit.
maybe they're into quantum physics. Maybe they're changing the way we view the world entirely. Are they not valuable because they're not shredded?
Well, again, we're talking about the purpose of abusing your body.
Yeah.
I'd have more respect for the bodybuilders. My point.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
And I think society would in large as well, which is why bodybuilders that like a Ronnie Coleman, etc. Though he is disabled now, etc. He's a legend and he's going to go down in history.
Yeah, but I actually thought that was a good question. Like what a great film director who's like very overweight and like just totally poured into their craft. Like is there respect for someone like that?
Well, that's great because he's able to do something exceptional, right? And he's able to.
Yeah, in that regard, in filming, in that type of stuff, if it's revolutionary, yes, of course, respect. But in the physical sense, in the body sense, in the healthy sense, hell no.
Diversify himself from the general masses, right? But will people know that when they meet him that he's a famous director, unless he's very prominent? But yeah, there's exceptional people that are fat in certain regards, but we're talking about body abuse here. I'm just saying in general, I would have far more respect for the professional bodybuilder that's
Than
using
like
PEDs.
Peter Jackson
But then
versus
there's
making
nothing-
multiple
there's nothing
like
Versus the fat.
award-winning films.
Was that-
Like Lord of the
nothing
Rings.
exceptional happening.
But some guy like taking PEDs is
Okay,
better
there's two
than
different
that?
things. Sorry.
No, sorry. I'm legitimately curious.
Yeah.
You have guy using PEDs on one side trying to do stuff, and then you do have like Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings,
Well, that's
multi-Academy
why I was very
Award winner.
explicit to say I'm talking about the fat influencers.
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
I'm
okay,
talking in that
fat,
context.
yeah.
Like if
Maybe
you're gonna
I-
have
okay,
abuse of your
maybe I'm
body on two
You see,
different
they're
ends, like,
ignoring what the fuck he's saying. He said that shit like 4 times, bro.
one extreme
He's
is a
talking about
bodybuilder,
in the
other is a
physical
fat
regard, like
influencer.
in
I would have-
bodies.
I think me and most of society would have far more respect.
Come
for
on,
the
man.
bodybuilder.
Listen
A
up.
hardworking billionaire.
I understand that, but I also think that like if someone's abusing themselves in any way, there should be some empathy and like rather than just being like you're a better abuser to yourself than that person.
Fitness culture can be toxic. Agree or step forward?
I agree. I know that one
Here we
guy.
all are again.
Let's hear from the jacked guys.
100%. I think you can perpetuate so many themes that are so unhealthy. Like there's so many images online of people that post in like the best lighting with a pump. That is the societal norm of like what's good, and it even like affects me because I'll see people and I'm like, oh, I look like garbage compared to that. I think that right now it's like there's a lot of misinformation online when it comes to like how to get fit, how to stay in shape, and a lot of people are monetizing it. These like crazy fad diets, like you can't eat certain things, carbs are bad, fruit has sugar in it, so it's gonna make you fat. So like now food is almost being weaponized, and then to be monetized so that you buy their ebook to tell you the exact secret, code in order to lose weight. So fitness is an industry, right? So people are incentivized to say whatever that it is to make money. And so it's been harder for me as a coach that takes a more holistic approach to wellness and fitness and saying, hey, it's all about balance. And like Greg's the same way. I know I felt like, I watch a lot of his videos. That is the correct approach to like making a plan that's not super restrictive. So I think that's why, the fitness industry, even being part of it, like is frustrating because there's so much misinformation.
I would say also that there's so much pressure to look like us, and it's
Right.
causing people to develop body dysmorphia. And so this is a huge problem. So when
Right.
you swipe on Instagram, you're being shown the top 1% of the top 1%. They all have a 6-pack abdominals. Everyone feels inferior. There's pressure. Then that causes a whole host of problems, eating disorders, people feeling like shit. They don't like the way they look in the mirror. And then they keep
Right.
looking for information. And then what information they're getting, half of it's wrong, like you were just describing. And so where do we go from there? There's no solution.
I think the issue comes from the misinformation, just the lack of keeping things simple. But we like to have fad diets, go paleo, go vegan, go whatever it may be. And it's like the reality is the best diet is the one that you can adhere to. And I think we need to let people understand that fitness is a lot more sustainable and easier than people think it is, which is why I make fun of fat people so much, because it really is simple and it comes down to numbers and tracking your calories and being disciplined and going to the gym. This is why I have no sympathy for fat people, because it really is simple.
But that right there is what keeps guys like us out of getting into fitness.
Shouldn't it do the opposite though?
No, no one
How
wants to
come?
be told they're a piece of
If
shit.
I was being made fun of all the time for being short, I'd wear shoe lifts to be taller.
Let me explain this. Like, shaming rarely works, and I'll bring this back to somebody I follow, and I appreciate their content.
Shaming rarely works? No, it should be the op. Why would it really work? Hey, you're a piece of shit, so you're gonna stay a piece of shit? How does that make any sense? What the fuck? If I was making, okay, let's say if I was still going to high school, right, and I was like younger, and every single day I went to school and people were, damn, bro, they'd be like, whoa, calm down, bro. Oh my god, was that an earthquake, or was that Kick Kebab just stomping around with your fat ass? If people would constantly call me fat and trash, and I like cared about it, okay, obviously, because if I don't care about getting made fun of, then obviously it wouldn't affect me. But because I'm a normal person. And people were like shaming me on being fat and fat. Let's say on stream right now. I had like 50 people every time I stream. Are you fat? You fat, bro. You fat as hell, bro. Get the hell off the stream. Oh, snap. Like how they make fun of Queso, but to me. And I actually care. You know, because I know Queso don't care. Like it's a content for him. You know what I'm saying? But like I actually care. Then I'll be like, damn, okay, let me, okay, then bet. All right, bet. Let me become like him and let me get buffer than everybody else then. Types, you know what I'm saying? Why would it be the opposite? Why would it be like, okay, I'm getting shamed for being fat, I'm gonna stay fat? Why?
There's a guy named Alex Hormozi, and he does a value equation. And on the top side of that equation, you have the perceived value of whatever you're trying to achieve, plus the perceived chance of success. So how likely are you to, achieve said result? And on the bottom side of the equation, you divide by time, and you divide by effort. Shaming doesn't work because the value equation is driven by those things. So what I think we need to do on this side of the table is to make those things more accessible. Like you said, providing more value-driven information of like how to achieve a calorie deficit in a more sustainable way. How do you make it so it's not so much time? Because so many people waste time, let's say, doing so much excess cardio where strength training should be the main component. So like that's why I think adding value and decreasing time and decreasing the amount of effort is going to give you guys so much more emphasis or ability to achieve the result and more motivation to achieve said result than being like, oh, you're fat, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So that's just my
well,
take
it's
on
because
it.
the fitness industry overcomplicates it so that they can monetize it. So if
So
they
what,
tell
is
you,
that
oh,
their
I got
fault?
the secret sauce. Well, this is why it's important to acquire knowledge and be able to, whether you go ahead and do your own research. And again, it comes back to doing the work, and people get so mad, like, oh,
why is the bro
do your research, look at the studies. There's so much fitness studies out there. There's no secrets. It's just discipline and sustainability over a period of time.
Have you guys ever been confused about how to get and stay in shape based on the information that's out there?
Yeah. Totally. I would never, ever take advice from you. To get that advice or to gain that knowledge because of whatever this disposition it is that you have going on, right?
What's the disposition?
Can you describe it?
I think I just keep it real.
I wouldn't even enable it toxic, but I think it's like you have this perspective.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie. Even the dude in the middle was like, "Yo, what are you talking about, bro? Look at this. Look at this."
To get that advice or to gain that knowledge because of whatever this disposition it is that you have going on, right?
What's the disposition?
Can you describe it?
I think I just keep it real.
I wouldn't even enable it toxic, but I think it's like you have this perspective about the world around you that I think is kind of really warped, and I don't understand why, and I would like to understand why, and I'm not getting it because you're like, shame is the answer and stuff like that, but
it's worked for centuries.
It's not though. It's why you have so much conflict. It's why we're literally sitting here today having this discussion.
So here's the thing. You operate on what's ideal. I operate on what's real. And the reality is that the world is a much colder and harder place than you think it is, but you want to, people to just understand you and see your perspective and see you as how you see yourself, the reality.
Yeah, that's true. He changes for the world. He makes the world. The other guy makes the world change for him. He changes for the world because he knows the world won't change, bro. The world won't change. It's the world, but what are you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? So he changed. So he. You know what I'm saying? So he deals with it. He goes through the world with, you know what I'm saying, with all their strength. This other guys, they're too sensitive to the point where they say, you know what? I'm not gonna change for the world because they're too sensitive. They don't want to do it. So they find this illusion. It's an illusion where they find strength in being able to say, no, the world will change for me. It's weird.
the world's never going to see you how you see yourself. They're going to see you on how you display yourself to them. And when you are fat, out of shape, etc., the people, and if they don't get to know you and talk to you and have a conversation with you, they're going to assume certain things. That's just the world that we live in.
Just to dig a little deeper into that, has something happened to you to confirm that observation that you have?
No, I mean, I just live in objective reality, and objective reality isn't as nice as you think it is.
So you're not drawing from a personal experience at all?
No, I'm speaking fairly objectively that these are the conversations that people have behind closed doors, but they don't want to say out loud because for fear of cancellation, for fear of coming off as an asshole, etc. I'm just saying how people really feel, but they're scared to say it.
Coming from whether the fitness space can be toxic or not, the shame attitude has kept a lot of people out of it. I've been doing fad diets since I was 12 years old. I was put on Weight Watchers. I did Atkins. I did paleo. I did everything you could possibly imagine. And not until I started following other influencers that were more proactive based on, I want to be around for my daughter for as long as I possibly can be. I want to give my body the function it needs. Like just that basic mind shift, hey, life can get a lot better if you do kind of focus on your health a little more. Instead of, you're a fat piece of shit, you need to change. To me, I don't know everyone in the fitness industry, but I know for me personally, it totally changed my relationship with fitness when I started realizing that it was a gross benefit instead of a punishment I had to put onto myself for not being disciplined enough. For people like you to maybe respect me, who, again,
I don't know. Different shit works on different people. If you do something bad and if you do something, I mean, different. Yeah, that's true. Different things works for different people. People are just weird, bro. I don't know, like, let's say if you do something. Let's say if you do something right that pisses off your mom when you're a kid. There's two ways your mom can go about it, right? This guy on the left, the one who's like always like shitting on fat people, he's the type of guy to be like, all right, punish that kid, whoop that kid, so they'll never do it again. That's his perspective. Their perspective is like, okay, tell the kid, hey, if you don't do it, I'll give you a cookie. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
So why am I destroying my life so
Right.
you will respect me one day?
Well, going to the gym and training isn't going to destroy your life.
And it does.
It's going to enhance it, if anything.
But I'm saying,
it's going to enhance it.
But yeah, I do that. I'm saying it wasn't until someone told me about those enhancements and kind of approached it with more of an empathetic way of being that it seemed attractive to me at all to be a part of it.
Does anyone here respond positively to shame?
No.
I think in some ways, I feel like a lot of us can relate to this. Like when we were younger, if I wouldn't say it was shame, but I wasn't necessarily like happy with the way I look, and that kind of motivated me to get into fitness in the first place, right? And we're talking this was like in high school, so I think to some degree, shame that's not put on by others could be helpful, right? It has to be something within yourself that can motivate you.
I'll speak on the shame thing too, because the shame that I guess embodied came from myself. So when I was on my weight loss journey and I was like losing weight, the day that I weigh in and it was like the scale read 1 pound over, like I would take those pills that make you shit, literally, to like lose that extra pound to see. Like, so going back to the toxic situation, that's where I got fucked up, because I would do things in response to me not getting that positive stimulus to hurt myself ultimately. Do I have therapy now? Yeah, because it's a double-edged sword for sure.
I think shame is good. I think it's a very natural response to inadequacy, and it tells people that, hey, maybe I need to change. Like being bullied as a man, being shamed, it's a good thing because it stimulates you to change and make a better difference most of the time.
But some people don't respond. Like some people, when they get shamed, they get shut down, and now they proceed further into that negative, behavior, because it's not something, as Zach and everybody else was mentioning, was positive to bridge that gap.
That's a part of the masculine journey, is overcoming adversity.
It's not a talk of masculinity, bro. It's just like
being a pussy and being like, okay, I'm going to prove you wrong. And this is the thing, it makes or breaks you. Not everyone's going to win. We need winners and we need losers. The losers are the ones that shut down like, oh, I'm sad now. I'm going to continue eating ice cream. Okay, you're a fucking loser. Stay over there. But there's guys that rise up to the challenge and say, you know what? I'm going to do better. I'm going to fucking surpass you. And that's where guys need to be. You need that killer instinct where you use that as fuel. It's up to you how you want to do it.
Isn't the goal of the fitness industry to get people more fit?
Yes. Of course.
That's the blanket goal.
Of course.
And we're saying shame and calling me a piece of shit doesn't motivate me to get more fit.
Well, we need winners and losers.
No.
We need winners and losers.
The industry
like there's going to be inevitably there's going to be losers.
Correct?
If you don't respond favorably to shame and bullying, etc., and you don't overcome it, you're effectively a loser.
Let's be clear though. You just said the right word. Fitness industry. It is a industry.
Yeah.
It is to make money. It's not necessarily to get people into shape, it's to make money. So sure, there's gonna be junctions along the way. Like I'm a coach, there has to be tough love. Like if you're not doing the things you're supposed to be doing, I have to be a little bit harder on you. But that's not gonna start your journey, me being like, you're a fat piece of shit. Whereas like, if we get into it and we're 3 months in and you're not making progress because there's a lot of things you're not doing that we're coaching you on, then of course there's gonna be some tough love, there's gonna be some extra accountability. But I think there's a difference between accountability and tough love than just like shaming somebody into doing something, because
Totally
that's not
agree.
gonna create that like long-term ability to obviously achieve it on their own.
But Myron would prefer, you would prefer
Shaming is a component to get people to be accountable.
We all
About
just
my
want to know
situation.
when shame motivated you to be better.
Me personally?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm speaking in general here as
No,
far
I know,
as like
but don't
shame
speak
working.
general.
But
Speak for yourself, personally. When
Well,
did
see-
shame change your life?
oh well, here's the thing. I think every man growing up has been shamed to some degree, where they're like, you know what, I need to improve this. Whether they grew up
No,
skinny,
You though.
Yeah. They got him there. Yeah, personally, he didn't go through it.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was skinny, right? And then I got picked on, and I was like, okay, I'm either gonna let this define me or I'm gonna overcome. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym and start training.
But does it work in any other interpersonal relationship? Like, have your parents ever shamed you, come down on you, made you feel like shit?
Absolutely.
But did
and
you
I thank them
deserve
for it.
all of it,
No,
100% of it?
Absolutely, they shame me, and I think that's fantastic. And I think that's a part of your parents' job, is to shame you for your fuck-ups.
What about people in abusive relationships or with abusive parents who are now in no contact situations or anything like that? Not me. I love my folks. They're great.
Yeah.
But like, just for the TV record,
Yeah.
in case they watch it. Like, but I know a lot of people who
There's
are
always
on
a
like
line.
no
There's
contact.
always a line. But
So that's all I'm saying is in the fitness world, I would rather be with someone who's trying to uplift me, trying to get me to improve, hold me accountable. Tough love, absolutely, I think is important.
Yeah.
There's a total difference between tough love and shame.
Absolutely.
shame is a component of tough love.
Shame
You're using
is only
You're
done with the intent to hurt somebody, not to uplift them.
We got to reset.
You gotta reset. That's fine.
I would not like to be on the other side. If that's true for you, come forward.
I want to give a shout out to Output Arcade, which is one of my favorite plugins. And of course, if you'd like to try out our
Heavy.
I'm very medium on this.
When I was in high school, they do your graduation photos, and they had a saying, and my saying was, my worst nightmare would be if I gained 10 pounds of fat. Literally, grade 12, I remember it clear as day. I was already a competitive bodybuilder, and so to imagine being 100 or 200 pounds overweight when I strived my whole life to look kind of like this, I just couldn't imagine it. It would be a nightmare for me.
I agree. From like a health perspective, like being overweight or obese like puts you at a higher risk of developing chronic illnesses, and I think I wouldn't want to be in that position. And if I was in that position, I would do what I can in order to get to a healthier weight.
Okay, so I just want to make sure everyone gets to say their piece before I go. I mean, yeah, it's completely unacceptable to be fat as a man. It's completely unacceptable. It's just so many problems with it. I've been fat, I've been skinny, and I've been in shape, and I will pick being in shape every single time. Just like if you ask someone that's rich versus someone that's poor, they will pick being rich every single time. And the thing is that most fat people, not all, but most, have never even seen their abs. They've never seen what their body is capable of. They've never been actually happy with their physique. And once you get that taste, you're never gonna wanna go back. And then on top of that, you're gonna wanna go ahead and tell all those fat asses that you were once friends with, you need to get in shape. This is awesome. But the reality is we live in this crazy world
That's true. That's facts.
where we coddle fat people, we coddle idiots, we coddle morons, and we don't hold anybody accountable, and we allow mediocrity to strive in the West. And I think we need to go back to shaming fat people. We need to go back to making fun of them. I mean, if I was president, hell, I'd put all of them in a fat concentration camp so they can concentrate on dieting and exercising, because being fat is completely not acceptable. I'd have these people.
He said, guys, it's Tracy.
Back in shape.
We
Because
can't
what
look,
people don't also
bro.
understand is that fat people bring a big burden on the healthcare system.
Well, can
Obesity,
I-
diabetes, heart disease, etc. It's a big problem.
Do you really mean that, or are you just saying that?
I'm dead ass. Yeah. If I was president, make me president, I would get rid of the obesity problem like that. I find it interesting that they can lock us up in their homes for almost 2 years saying wear a mask, etc. But then I say, I'm gonna lock these dudes up in a concentration camp where we're gonna get them healthy food, we're gonna get them exercising, and I'm looked at as crazy.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I guess there's a distinction between having opinions about how COVID was handled and genuinely believing that all fat people should be in a concentration camp.
Yes,
And
a
I just wanna make
concentration
sure-
camp. Let me be clear. I'm talking about a concentration camp where they're concentrating on diet and exercise.
So I wouldn't necessarily want to go from one extreme to another. I also would not want to be spewing out stuff just to hopefully get a viral clip.
So if you could
You know,
snap your fingers and look like any of us, would you not do it? Like, would it
I
not be worth
probably
it?
choose to look like Tyler. I want to go to a place where it's comfortable and it's healthy all around. I'm not doing things that could negatively impact me in a way to get to a place like that. Like I've gone through.
I love how he
gone
said,
through-
"I'm not just saying stuff just to get a clip," and he's over here like,
having eating disorders from chewing gum and drinking water and starving myself in different ways to achieve something. Like when I was dancing, my dance teacher blatantly told me, if you don't lose a certain amount of weight, I'm kicking you out of the showcase.
Good.
So what did I do? I resorted to everything that I could possibly do to cut pounds like crazy. And it wasn't
Good.
sustainable. It really screwed with me mentally,
You
but I was
could've-
doing it. And of course, like in the moment, it sort of felt good, but then I fainted in class one time. And that really, really sucked.
So I feel like you would switch sides if it meant doing it naturally. Like he's obviously natural,
like,
he's natural.
That's what I'm saying.
Obviously not.
I would switch sides if it meant that I could do it in a healthy way. And I mean, obviously, like I expressed it, I'm working on that. And I'm not saying that what you did was wrong. I really applaud the fact that you're saying to people like, hey, this was what my journey was, this is what it took, but I really don't advise that.
Okay, so here's the thing, man. Like, excellence and comfort cannot coexist. If you want to be an anomaly and you want to be the trendsetter, you want to be the top guy, you got to be able to be comfortable being uncomfortable. As far as like weight loss, because you said I'm just saying things to get a viral clip, how would you deal with the obesity problem?
Like I said, pouring life into people. How am I dealing with it? I'm sharing what it's taking me.
Explain
I'm
what pouring
sharing-
life is. Like, what would that actually look like?
As someone who creates content online, I share what it is that I do in the gym.
"What's
I
his?
share
Can we see this guy's like content?" I'm not saying that because I want to go over there and shit on him and shit on him and shit on him. I just want to see like a fat Chuck base. And I just said I don't want to shit on him, but I'm gonna be honest. Maybe. Close. Let me see. He doesn't have that many followers. Hell nah, bro. Hell nah, bro. Fat Chuck Base? Yeah. No wonder this guy's
routine. I talk about like, hey, today was a shit day, but guess what? I pushed past that and I just benched 405. That's more than I weigh. When I want to hang out with friends, if I know that
Really?
my
You
schedule
weigh less than
does not allot me
405?
that time, but I know that I have this
Where
time
does
during
all
the
that
gym,
fat come
I'll
from?
tell my friends like,
Balloons?
hey,
Like
pull
air?
up with me.
So you're inspiring others.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what if I told you at the camp everyone's exercising together and they're inspiring each other?
But
Same
you,
thing.
you
Same thing.
approached it at such a negative way. Like you approached it from a place of shame. And like most of us have blatantly told you that shame didn't really work. Shame is what led me to an eating disorder. Shame is what led me to unsustainable weight loss.
Whose fault
When
is that,
what
though?
we're looking for is
That's true. Disorder. Don't say disorder. You don't have a disorder. That's not a disorder. Relax. Okay, and then unsustainable fat loss is actually his fault. He could have, instead of sitting here and taking everything to cut off as many pounds as possible, you could have cut as many pounds as possible in a sustainable way. That is for
stability.
Whose fault is that you decided to go an unsustainable route with dieting? Whose fault is that?
So if I was given a timeline that I needed to meet and I'm trying to figure out without also having the tools to do so the proper way, and I'm just grasping at straws on how I do it, yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, so whose fault is it that they chose an unsustainable route to lose weight? That's your fault.
It's
See, the
an
problem is that you're a
amalgamation.
professional victim. I don't know if you've caught on to this, but you're a professional victim. You constantly blame others for your inadequacies and why you're fat. The reason why you're fat...
I haven't blamed not one person for where I am.
Yeah, because you're always like, oh, but it's tough and all this other stuff. The reality is this, man.
Wait,
you eat too much
I'm
and you don't
trying to
exercise
figure out
enough.
where these
And that's
misconceptions
why
about me are.
Again, you can say whatever you want to say.
I do want to press.
Like I
want
said,
to press.
I called you out on it, and I said,
I want to press
you're
pause.
And this is
searching
how
for
fat
a
people
viral
think.
clip.
If
You're
everyone
searching for a
has an
viral clip,
excuse for
and
why
I
they're
think
fat.
that it's really sad.
And they can't
I
take
think
accountability
it's
for why they're
really, really
fat.
sad.
We got to pause. Let's bring in our disagreeers.
You guys were arguing so much, I forgot the prompt. What was the prompt again?
It was, I don't want to be on the other side.
Oh, okay.
No, of course I would. I'm a curious person. I have been in much more traditional, like aesthetically pleasing shape in my past, but I've never gotten to like your guys' standards. And of course, I'm curious about anyone's life, like what it's like to walk through their shoes. So I don't see why I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I absolutely chose to, if I could, I'd switch. So when I was, my lightest weight was 273, I wasn't anywhere near you guys, but I had muscles, I felt really good about myself.
I'd just be like, yeah.
And now that I've fallen back,
Yeah.
I literally like
Type
almost
shit.
hate life because I got somewhere, got really close, and it was out of reach. And now I'm falling back and I gotta fight again.
That's what I would do
So if
all day. I would just be
I
like,
absolutely would switch.
What makes it hard to
that
like?
way.
I don't understand. Like you were 273, feeling great. How did you get back? Like I'm curious. Genuinely curious.
No, absolutely.
How does that happen?
So when I started my weight loss journey, I was very focused. Like I can't take any outside help. Like I gotta do this on my own. I did all the research myself. So my problem was when I would hit plateaus, it hit hard because I'm like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Why not cutting weight? So eventually I hit enough plateaus to where like my mentality was just breaking down.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with the prompt, just saying like, I probably wouldn't go extreme like on your side of the spectrum, so that kind of stuff, but I would like to look like Tyler.
Everyone wants to look like Tyler.
Tyler is the ideal for me.
These are not extremes. You guys think that those are extremes? Those are not extremes.
Of what I want to look like, but I mean, I wouldn't be that short too, but like,
I think, look, I'm just gonna say it, the elephant in the room. Every fat person would want to be in shape. The problem is that they're not willing to do what's required to get in shape, hence why they are fat.
It's abundantly clear what you think. Like we've got
lie.
it. We've
Kudos
got
to
it.
you.
It's a lie.
The next prompt is, your physique is in your control. Can the agreeers please step forward?
Yes. Oh my God, if you disagree, you're a dumbass. Okay, thank God.
So long story short, in 2018, I got to my heaviest weight, which was 441 pounds.
Okay, hold on. Why the fuck are we using examples? There is no example needed. There is no personal. There's nothing Yes, it is 100% in control, bro. Relax. You be like, yes, everybody, yes. Okay, next prompt.
Like,
get the fuck out of here.
I'm not gonna cuss, but
You can say it.
I was depressed as fuck, man. Like it was really hard. My weight had built like a cage around my mind. So even things that I knew were good for me, I couldn't even like go for it because my mentality was just so messed up. And it got to the point to where I had someone tell me like, dude, you're gonna die. And that hurt, you know? And I just flip things around. And I think one thing we haven't mentioned is accountability. I think that's the biggest thing. When I was growing up, my weight was always blamed on someone else. I was like, oh, it's my parents feeding me too much. And it's like, you can close your mouth. Like, I don't have to eat, you know? But when I finally made that change in my head,
yeah, bro.
I realized that where you're at, given like the ideal circumstances, it is your choice. I am where I'm at now because I made a series of wrong choices. And didn't handle myself correctly.
I mean, you deserve to be depressed if you're fat. I mean, the reality is that depression is a very healthy response to inadequacy. When you're a man, you got to go out there and produce. We're not women where we can just coast on our looks and make it through life. As a man, you must produce.
I gotta cut you off, bro, because no one deserves to be like people die from that shit, bro. Like no one deserves to be depressed.
Let me finish. The reason why you feel depressed and it's a healthy response to you being fat is because it's your body telling you like, wow, what are you doing? You need to fix this. You're sad because you're not going out there and accomplishing what you're supposed to do. It's your masculine duty to make money, to be successful, to lose weight, to be strong and fit so that you can protect and provide for the people that you love. And when you're not able to do that, you get depressed and you get sad, rightfully so, because you're a fuck up.
Have you experienced depression?
Well, I've always been, I've had times where I've been sad and stuff, but I always get over it.
So you shouldn't speak on it then.
I
That's
think that's very insensitive people to people who actually have mental health disabilities.
Depression most of the time is not real. No.
That's fucking wild.
No.
That's fucking wild.
It's the earth is flat.
A lot of the times when people are depressed, it's because of their own inadequacies. You're messing up in something in your life.
Is that an inadequacy?
He doesn't mean in all cases.
No, he's saying like in the majority.
When you see a blanket statement,
There's
like
always
that,
going to be
right?
exceptions, but I'm speaking generally in this context of being fat and why you were depressed. It's because
That wasn't the only reason why I was depressed, but go on.
Okay, but it's a component. You know what I mean?
It was a big component.
It was
for
a
sure.
response to your inadequacy as a man. And the thing is that we live in a meritocracy. I know everyone likes to run around.
Damn.
And say, oh, everyone.
Come on, bro. Yo, tricep is coming out. I don't got that type of tricep. Damn, hold on, maybe though. Oh, I lied. I don't have that type of, damn, I'm not gonna lie, yo. I need to work on my shit, yo. Should I make like a fitness, like a little video, like, oh, my 90 days transformation? Like, damn, I'm fat as shit, bro. I have no muscle now. I'm flexing right now. You can't really see that, like I'm flexing. Bro, I'm weak. Oh my God, I'm weak. Oh, I'm not weak, I'm just fat.
It's equal and it's all equality for everyone. No, that's not how the world works. Why
Right.
the fuck should I be treated equally to someone who's fat, broke, not disciplined, and not as intelligent? It's a competition. Life is a competition.
Where are you getting the notions that people are not disciplined? Where is that coming from?
If you look at depressed guys, etc., look at their life. 9 out of 10 times, they're not going to the gym.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is that he wants to hear from everybody, but here's the thing: is that he's basically saying. I don't think he agrees with everything that he's saying, but I feel like majority, like kind of like the generalization about how people should like be fit and like all of this, they're agreeing with it, so they don't really give a fuck. They're just like that's like their leader, and these are the guys that are all like bro.
That they're supposed to be making.
Just like-
They're not where they need to be. Show me a guy that's making money, successful, has a good set of friends around him, has a network, etc., that is depressed. You would rarely find that. Are there exceptions to the rule? Of course. There's always exceptions to the rule. There's always exceptions to the rule.
Themselves because they were depressed.
There's
they
always
were making
exceptions
money,
to
they
the
were
rule.
fit.
But in general,
Understand that it's not black and white.
When you get depressed, a lot of the times it's because you're a fuck up and it's your body's natural response to you being a fuck up.
Has anyone here ever felt like they didn't have control over their body or their physique?
There's times where I felt like I didn't have the control I wanted, but there was never a point where I'm like, this isn't within my ability to do.
He said, what did he say earlier? He said, if you are depressed, you deserve it. And he said, no, that's effed up because people die off of that stuff. If you deserve it.
I think we all go through stages, especially mental health.
You wish it was easier sometimes, but other than that, it's like, no, of course I'm in control of it. I know I am.
So I've started a fitness journey. I've been smaller, I've been bigger. I used to be a dancer. This really was what fueled me.
Bro, I bet you when you again, I'm not trying to shame him. Like I know I've been talking shit, but I really am not trying to shame him. But I bet when he says smaller, it means like 50 pounds less than this.
Depression.
You know what I'm saying? Like smaller means smaller, bro. Smaller means me. Oh damn. You guys can see that. I don't have it buttoned up all the way down here. I just wanted to look good for the camera. Yeah, bro. Smaller. I'm smaller. I'm smaller. This is smaller. Well, compared to him, I'm smaller. But his version of smaller is like 50 pounds less than this.
As something to comfort me, and I realized that I was spiraling. Right, started working out again, kind of fell off of it. But this year, I told myself it was my year of renaissance. Right, that I was going to actively make the changes in all aspects of my life, including my health, including what my body looks like and what my body is capable of. And so I've been doing that. Now, did that mean that I was any less of a hard worker? No. I fucking worked 3 jobs, 2 of them that I love and 1 of them as a survival job to make sure that I'm able to continue doing what I love. So I go to the gym every single day after work. It doesn't matter what time I get off of work. It doesn't matter what things that I have going on after work, I go. But again, going back to assumptions, you looked at me and you made assumptions about laziness, about not caring about my health.
See, he's talking about, see, again, y'all not understanding, bro.
I reached out, I got myself a trainer.
Y'all not
'cause I was like,
understanding, bro.
I can't do this alone.
He's
And I
talking about
told him
laziness
straight
in the
up,
fitness aspect,
these are the
bro.
things that I
See,
want you to work
stupid,
on
bro.
with me.
You
I want
being
to
dumb,
work
bro.
on
Come on,
building
bro.
mass, losing weight, but most importantly, consistency. And I feel like all of you guys can agree that that's what it is, right? Am I where I ideally want to be yet? No. But I also learned that I needed to love myself as I am right now and build those tools so that when I get to where I'm going, I can enjoy it that much more because it's a labor of love.
It doesn't have to be a labor of love. Some people who are overweight, are they going to the gym? Are they putting the fork down? Are they doing the things they need to do? If they spent 14 hours a week doing cardio and eating healthy, they would lose the weight. I spend 14 hours a week learning Spanish, even though I am horrible at it, but I'm trying my best. And if everyone else tried their best, we wouldn't see anyone morbidly obese on this planet.
I don't disagree with you at all, but I think you said it's like you're spending 14 hours doing Spanish. For me, I still work out every week. I still prioritize my health, but there are other things in my life that do
Eat
take
half
a higher
the calories and you're going to be very skinny.
But that doesn't
Guaranteed.
matter to me. That's the whole thing.
I'm not saying you need to. I'm just saying no one should make excuses.
And that's why I think that's why we all sat down. I totally agree. It's within my, because I've gotten really svelte in my past, but I was at like my worst state mentally. Like didn't feel good. Wasn't prioritizing the things that meant something to me in my life. My career, my family, my daughter. Health is still super important to me. That's why I still work out, still lift, still do cardio, still hike, still bike, still do all those things. The amount of time I've had to spend in the past to get to that isn't worth it in my daily life. I'd rather spend that time, focusing on that.
Also, would you agree, like looking at his physique, like he's at a perfectly, I would say, maybe healthy.
No.
You think?
He's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
I mean, if you count BMI,
I'm not trying to put you down, just being honest.
By a BMI standpoint,
But there's a
I'm
big difference
absolutely
between
obese.
this weight and if you gain 200 pounds. But if you gain 200 pounds, I'd be like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know what I mean?
But I wouldn't be happy gaining 200 pounds. That's kind of what I'm saying. Is I kind of found kind of like a homeostasis where I'm happy and I feel healthy and I feel active and I feel like I can do what I need to do.
But you're not.
All my numbers are in the right place, so I feel good. It's just it hasn't been a priority for me to go further.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's all about balance for me. Halfway
What
there.
about you? I just want to hear.
I was gonna say I was in the same boat as him. I feel like myself. I feel comfortable with where I'm at right now. I've lost 100 pounds.
Congrats.
I know. Thanks. And I can keep going. I can step, but like doctor says, everything's fine with you. You are obese, but I will never forget. The doctor told me you're healthy obese, which was like blew my mind.
Healthy for being obese.
Yeah,
probably.
so I needed just one health
That's not a
condition
real
to qualify
thing.
under health insurance for a weight loss supplement for them. I didn't qualify. I had no high blood pressure.
See, that doesn't see, that's not a good thing. See, healthy obese is not real, bro. You're obese or not. There's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as healthy obese. That's the bullshit, bro. That's the
I
bullshit.
have
That's the
diabetes.
bullshit.
Do you have anything else?
Healthy
So I was
obese
like,
is not
okay,
a real
well,
healthy
I just want to lose
obese.
weight
No,
because
you're
obviously
obese
as
or
I
you're
get
not.
older, it's not gonna
Simple,
be like
bro.
that.
There's no
But,
healthy
I mean,
obese.
technically,
It really is
I'm
black
just-
and white in that
I know
area,
I had
bro.
the control to get where I'm at right now or where I want to be, but I'm pretty happy. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like what's sustainable is different for everyone, right? I think there's a way to weave in fitness in your life in a sustainable manner that might not encompass you losing a ton of weight. I think people kind of have different stages in life where they're focusing on different things, and I think that's something I can completely respect.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as long as you know that you have the agency to actually make that change,
Yeah.
when the time comes, when you want to do it, like I don't see anything wrong with that.
I'm just very curious. Out of show of hands, who here feels like after spending time in this space, you feel like you're closer to understanding the other side than when we stepped in the room?
Yeah. A little surprised.
I understand it less. Literally, like
We'll talk
Just
after.
we run the risk of it blowing open again, but this was a super interesting discussion. One of the more interesting episodes I've been a part of. So thank you all. Thanks for sharing your perspective. Absolutely. I think that's a wrap, right? Yeah. Nice work, guys.
Later, I guess. Talk to you over there.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Absolutely, man. You too.
Great meeting you, brother. Have a good one.
They all shook hands except that one guy who just dipped.
It was fun.
If you're learning how to play country guitar,
The one guy who was talking the most shit just dipped instantly. He said, "Man, fuck these people, man. I'm going back to my podcast, bro." He said, "Yo, forget it, bro. These bitch ass mother." I swear, bro. He said, "I'm out." Nah, I agree. I agree with the healthy people, bro. Like that ass, bro. Like it's my struggle, bro. It's my laziness that is XQC did a video. I'm not gonna lie. I want to react to that.